Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's session. Today, we are with Girish, who is the Marketing and Business Development Manager for Swinburne University. And he is actually here to do a small presentation on new updates about the university. And then later on, as usual, we're going to move on to the Q&A session where you guys are free to ask any questions that you may have. And before that, I do have to say that if you would like to speak to us on a one-on-one counseling session, please go through our AEMC website and you can make an appointment with us, and then we can do a little consulting session with you online about and answer any questions that you guys may have. So Girish, without further ado, shall we start?
Yes. Thank you so much for the introduction, Mandira. Let me just share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this virtual session organized by Swinburne University of Technology in collaboration with AEMC. I'm thrilled to be connecting with all of you virtually, and I hope all of you are safe at home. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Girish Vijay Raghavan. I handle marketing and business development based out of India, handling the South Asian market. Just to give you a brief about what we do, what Swinburne is all about, I'm going to take you through a small presentation. And I don't want to bore you guys with a long presentation, especially since all of you are stuck at home. So I'm hoping to get a lot of questions from you guys at the end of the presentation. So just to give you a brief about Swinburne, we are one of the fastest growing young universities in Australia. In the last 29 years, we have achieved so much in research that has astonished most of the high-level researchers out there in the world. Just to give you a brief about where we are, we were established in 1908 as an institute, as a tertiary institute. So I'm so sorry. As a tertiary institute, and we became a university 28 years back. We are a dual sector university, which offers both vocational and higher education. Higher education would include your bachelor's degree and your master's degree. And we have three huge faculties. One comprises of business and law. The other one comprises of health, arts, and design. The other one with science, engineering, and technology. Swinburne, as you know, is based in Melbourne, which is one of the most livable cities in the world. And in Melbourne, we are only 10 minutes away from the city center. We're in this suburb called Hawthorne, and there is a train station which runs through our campus, and there is a railway line that runs through the campus, and there's a train station on campus called the Glen Ferry Station. So it only takes about 10 minutes for you to reach Swinburne from the city center. Hawthorne, as you know, is a vibrant suburb which comprises of a lot of restaurants and big supermarket chains like Coles and Woolworths. And it's one of the most vibrant suburbs in the city with buzzing student life. And I can vouch for it because I've been there, and you will never get bored roaming around the Hawthorne or the Glen Ferry area. Just to take you through a small video, please.
One, two, three, four, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine, 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout, take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, got a partner like to follow. And if you do, you have a future real bright. And it's a combination of consistency. Come on and sing, oh, 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 oh. Come on and sing, yeah. Come on
I'm sure that video would have given you assurance that why Melbourne is ranked one of the most livable cities in the world. And just to give you a small, just to show you around the campus, we have another video for you. I'm so sorry, one second. Yeah. So that was our campus in Hawthorne, which is our main campus in the city. And it's only 10 minutes away from the city center. All right, to quickly take you through the rankings, we are ranked in the top 42 universities for art and design, top 200 for civil engineering, top 45 for universities under the age of 50. That's why I said we are one of the fastest growing young universities. We're in the top 200 universities for physics and astronomy. And there's some impressive research going on in astrophysics as well. Top 200 for media and communications, top 100 for the most international universities in the world, and top 200 for education. These are our big faculties. As I mentioned before, Faculty of Arts, Health and Design, Faculty of Business and Law, and Faculty of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Just to give you a brief about the areas of studies that we offer under each level, we've got most of the areas available under our undergraduation level, and a specific set of areas available at a postgrad level. There are a couple of qualifications that you can get into if you don't qualify directly for an undergrad program, such as our Unlinked Diploma, which is for 8 months of duration. These are some of our rankings and accreditations. So most of our degrees are accredited by national bodies in Australia, like the Engineers Australia, Australian Computer Society, and recently our business school was accredited. We received the accreditation of AACSB, which is the Association to Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business, which is one of the most prestigious accreditations that you can receive in the business area. I'm going to give you a brief about our Faculty of Health, Arts, and Design. So the health area consists of our nursing program, exercise and sports science. Then there's the Bachelor of Health Science. In media and comms, we've got animation, we've got arts, and we've got so many specializations under arts and media. And then we have the Master of Physiotherapy, Master of Occupational Therapy, Master of Dietetics, and then Master of Media and Communication, and Master of Design under Media and Comms. Design and Architecture has a lot of other specializations as well. If you look at it, it's really hard to choose from our bachelor specializations because there are so many. So a comprehensive list is available on our website. So once you click on the Bachelor of Design or the Bachelor of Arts, you'll get to see how many specializations that you can choose from. And the best part about our arts degree is that you can choose 2 specializations in 3 years of your studies. And it's completely up to your choice. So if you notice, these are all the achievements that we have received in the last 10 years or 20 years of being in the industry. And these are the achievements achieved by our Swinburne design graduates. If you notice, 95% of our graduates are employed in 4 months in industrial design. Interior architecture, 90% of them are employed within the first 4-6 months, and 87 in design in the first 4 months. And the average pay is more than is $3,000 more than the average pay in Australia. If you notice, our media and comms, we have the second highest job growth area Media and comms is the second highest job growth area in Australia. And the starting salaries are quite amazing. It's about $68,000 to $75,000 across various disciplines. If you notice, this is the current scenario of jobs in the health sector. With the current situation, there's a lot more demand in the health sector, considering the pandemic that's hit the entire world. And the median salary is also well above the average median salary of other disciplines. It varies from $55,000 and goes up to $100,000 depending on which area you get into. And these are some of our industrial partners. We have various levels of partnerships with these companies, and various different understandings in terms of what sort of partnerships they offer Swinburne. To take you through a quick look into our Faculty of Business and Law, these are the areas that we offer under Business and Law. And like the arts degree, even the Bachelor of Business program has a flexibility of you choosing a couple of majors in the 3 years of study. And you can mix and match it according to your area of interest or areas that complement each other. For example, accounting and finance are a good complementary programs. So it all depends on what you want to do. And the first year is usually the foundation year, which takes you through different areas of business. Once you get a feeler of what finance, accounting, or marketing is all about, you can choose that major in the second year and choose another major in the third year. So there is that flexibility with respect to Bachelor of Business. So we co-design and co-teach. These are some of our partners who teach and design our curriculum. And if you notice, there are some big brands out there like KPMG, Facebook. We have a very productive relationship with these companies in terms of partnerships. These are some of our other industry and accrediting partners. If you notice, there's some big names mentioned. So taking you through the Faculty of Science, Engineering, and Technology, we have all the areas in engineering except for, sorry, I just lost a connection out there. Can you still hear me, Amandira?
Yes, Gary.
Okay, cool. Okay. So these are all the programs that we offer under our engineering program, engineering faculty, Master of Engineering Science, which has various levels of specializations like electrical, mechanical, manufacturing, civil engineering, construction engineering. Then we have the Master of Construction and Infrastructure Management. We have professional engineering for our engineering management interested students. We have the data science program, cybersecurity, IT. Then the Bachelor of Engineering Honors has various levels of specialization. And just like the other bachelor's degree, the first year is usually the foundation year, and then you go into your specialization from the second year. It's the same with computer science and the Bachelor of Science as well. So just to take you through some statistics about our engineering programs in UG and PG and IT. We have the highest graduate satisfaction in UG and PG as per QUILT, which is Quality Indicators for Learning and Teaching in 2018 and 19. And we have the highest graduate satisfaction in UG and PG in engineering as well. I'm going to give you a brief about our facilities that make us, which have enabled us to achieve such a high graduate satisfaction and the practical learning that you experience while you're studying at Swinburne is made possible because of millions and millions of dollars being invested into some great facilities at Swinburne University. If you notice that we have the first Industry 4.0 test lab in the world. Just to give you an idea about what Industry 4.0 is, that it's a subset of Industrial Revolution, the fourth Industrial Revolution, which integrates various fields like artificial intelligence, cyber physical systems, cloud computing, cognitive learning, artificial intelligence, and IoT. So it's the future of manufacturing, which consists of smart cities and smart manufacturing as well. And Siemens has invested about $135 million into this facility. And we have one of the largest Cisco networking labs in Australia, which was set up in collaboration with Cisco, where Cisco had invested $1.1 million. We have the largest supercomputer in Australia named the AusStar, which costs about $4 million. We have a team of engineering graduates working on something called a Formula SA. It's a Formula One kind for universities out there to compete, to actually design and compete in a race. And we have the first electrical car race lab in Australia. And we have a 3D concrete printing lab, which is going to be the future of construction engineering. We have a smart structures lab on campus, the one and only in the Southern Hemisphere, which cost about $15 million to set up. These are some of our other industrial partners who work with our Faculty of Science, Engineering, and Technology. So what advantage do Swinburne graduates have over other universities? So these are some of the advantages that they have as a part. We have integrated a lot of work integrated facilities as a part of our curriculum with industrial link projects and professional placements and work ready environment. So the professional degrees help you achieve high graduate employability, and also you get a feeler of how work actually functions in Australia as a part of your program. So just to give you an idea about the entry requirements into our programs, various levels of programs, to get into a foundation degree, you need to complete your level GCA O levels. A levels require a minimum of 3 subjects, pass in 3 subjects. Some programs may require higher or prerequisite subjects, like for example, our design program would require an arts subject in your A levels, or the engineering program would require mathematics as a part of your high school. And the minimum age to apply for these programs is 17 years old. You have to be minimum of 17 years old to apply for these programs. Our undergraduate programs require 9 as a minimum requirement to get into, say, an engineering program or a bachelor's of business, or a Cambridge 8. Sri Lankan A level of 9 and a Cambridge of 8 to get into, that's the minimum requirement. And every course has its own individual requirement, which is available on our website. And again, the minimum age here to apply would be 17 years. All our postgraduate programs require a minimum of 60% and above, and we accept up to 12 backlogs or fails in your undergrad studies in your home country. And some programs may require additional documents like work experience letters or portfolios, depending on which program you're applying. So it would be great if you could refer the website or consult with the AMC before launching an application. To take you through our scholarships, we have wide range of scholarships available to various levels of studies. We recently launched the George Swinburne STEM Scholarship Program, which offers 20% off on tuition fee and select engineering programs for anyone who applies to Swinburne for engineering. You don't need a separate application. You'll automatically be assessed for this scholarship. Swinburne International Pathway Scholarship is also available for students applying to our diploma programs. And there's the undergraduate scholarship, where you are eligible for various levels of scholarship, starting from 10% which goes up till 25%, and it's up to $38,000 in fees. Then we have the postgraduate international excellence scholarship, which is about $21,000, which also ranges from 10% and goes up till 25%. The minimum requirement in your undergrad degree is 65% to be eligible for this scholarship. And then we have the Alumni Direct Scholarship, which could be either undergrad or postgrad scholarship. So the same excellence scholarship percentage would apply to the scholarship. So in our architecture department, we have something called a Dean's Scholarship, which offers 50% on total fees on select courses through a a rigorous selection process. So the Dean of Architecture assesses all applications submitted, and a separate application is available for the scholarship. So depending on your portfolio and your performance in your undergrad, a selection criteria is established, and only select students are given this 50% scholarship. So how to apply? It's an easy process. You have to submit all your documents at the nearest AEMC office for assessment. And once the assessment is done, AEMC will help you file this application online through our system. And that's about it. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with our in-country representatives who handle my colleagues, Amrita and Karen, and their details are mentioned in this email. All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Girish, for that presentation. You covered a lot of really important topics, and you also covered a lot of our questions that we've got already as well.
Okay.
But some of, like, I'll just read some out to you. And the first question, of course, is based on the scholarships that you have offered. And it's basically just to explain a little bit more about STEM courses. But see, we at AMC, we always focus on STEM as well. So could you just tell us a little bit about why STEM is actually important now?
Okay, STEM being one of the most trending programs for almost 100 years now. It's an integral part of every economy in the world. And that's one of the reasons why STEM has always had the demand for its programs. So, and STEM includes everything from science, engineering, mathematics, and a lot of research is going on in STEM. A lot of investments have been done in the STEM area, and that's one of the reasons why it's one of the important areas to consider in the coming years.
Thanks, Girish. Okay, so the next question that we have is actually about nursing. And then what they want to know is, are there any scholarships at all for nursing? And also, are the nursing programs only available for the July intake for the moment?
Hello?
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 Girish?
Yes, sorry, I think your voice is breaking. I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sure. So the question is about the Bachelor of Nursing program at Swinburne. And what they want to know is, are there any scholarships for the Bachelor of Nursing program? And also, will there be only the July intake, or will there be more intakes, in recent times?
So as of now, since a Bachelor of Nursing is a part of our undergrad suite of programs, it's eligible for the undergrad excellence scholarship. And unfortunately, there's only one intake for nursing as of now.
Okay, thanks, Girish. Also, one of the students want to know, if they were to travel with their spouse to Australia, they want to know, in order to gain admission to Swinburne, does the period, so like just the marriage duration has to be 4 months or more, and is this a must?
But there's no fixed duration as such. So all the spouse cases are assessed based on case by case. So it would ideally depend on, it will be a holistic assessment that will be done, and it will depend on how strong the case is. That would determine whether the application meets our GT requirements or not. So there's no fixed duration as such.
Sure. Thanks, Girish. Okay. So the next question is, will there be an intake for some programs in November? Because what we noticed was that a lot of universities are opening up new intakes given the current situation, because, like countries are closed down and things like that. So they want to know, will there be any any intakes in addition to what you already have?
Unfortunately, as of now, we don't have any information on that. We'll probably get an update in a couple of weeks as to where we are progressing in terms of handling the current situation in terms of Corona. But as of now, we don't have any information for an additional intake.
Okay. Another one is about online lectures that I think the current students are facing right now. They want to know how practical would it be when it comes to teaching programs like engineering, when there are lab sessions and things like that.
Okay, so one smart way would to be thinking is none of the programs that require a practical session will be offered online in the first place. So our faculties and our international staff at Melbourne, on the campus, are working rigorously towards offering the best possible solution for students who have to study remotely or online. So it's going to be all of these factors are going to be kept in mind before coming up with online modules. So if there is a subject which requires practical learning, or it requires the use of lab, it won't be offered online.
Okay, thank you. So another question, Girish, is that so for students who have completed their Unilink diplomas, you were issuing conditional ECOEs for those students, and he wants to know if there's a change to this process.
Conditional ECOEs for students who are expecting results?
Yes, I do believe the question's not too clear. It says, are you still issuing conditional ECOEs for students who have completed the Unilink diploma? Is there a change to this process?
So usually we issue conditional ECOEs to students who are expecting their results, but who have already completed their diplomas. I don't think that's where I'm a bit confused about the question. So yes, students who are waiting for their Unilink results from the Swinburne campus in Sri Lanka, yes, we do offer a conditional ECOE for them.
Okay, thanks, Girish. So that's about it for the questions. But what I want to know, just one more thing, is for the current students who are in Australia and studying at Swinburne, what kind of support has Swinburne implemented for the students in regards to the COVID-19 situation?
There's a lot of additional support being offered by our student services onshore, and as well as the international team, and the entire university is working towards making it as easy as possible during this tough time. So there are a lot of emergency funds being offered to students who are in need of funds in general. So I think that's one of the initiatives that Swinburne has put forward, and a lot of awareness programs are being run throughout our digital space. So yeah, so a lot of additional support, and students who reach out to us, I think the student services are offering a wide range of services in terms of helping them cope up with this pandemic.
Sure, thanks, Girish. So I've actually run out of questions to ask now, but is there anything else that you would like to add on before we end the session?
I think I covered most of the important points in terms of what we offer and where we are progressing in terms of being a young university. It's really hard, and as you know, like we've achieved so much in the last 28 years. So what we believe is in a practical approach. Practical approach in general. So most of our programs will have a wide spread practical component in the syllabus, and that's why we partner up with most of the industries and either they co-teach or like co-design our curriculum. So when an industry gets involved, it's usually directed towards making the student graduate ready, employable. So that's one thing that we take very seriously. But apart from that, that's nothing much that I want to add to this presentation. But if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any specific questions. Yeah.
No questions as of yet, Girish. But what I also want to add on to that is that I can vouch for the practical approach, because I was also a student of Swinburne, and during my time there, it was just like it was my first university experience, and that was a really good one. In addition to that, we don't have any questions at the moment, Girish. So what
Okay.
we can do is, if the students have any questions to ask us later on, what we can do is forward those questions to either you, Amrita, or Karen, and then hopefully you guys will be able to revert back to us with the replies.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Girish, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Girish. So,
all right. Thank you.
thank
All
you.
right. Take care. Stay safe.
You too.